abrupt ends of many things. Nope. Scenarios. Magica. 8,000,000 ball. This is a pre-advertisement. I'll try it again.
Oh, and you promise you won't tell any my secrets, right? Remember, I can always see your red trust level following you like a big, red bucket. Use it against you? All I'd have to do is tell people your toenails grow. Customer 1 just entered the tent, having overheard your threat to Customer 0. So what about his toenails? He says they were painted pink. A living mass of non-Euclidean weirdness got off the bus to see your shadow. Customer 1 takes his sketch pad and tries to sketch it out. He dabbles in non-Euclidean. You're quicker than he is in shoving the letter-laden dart into the deepest gutter of his brain. Your magic 8,000,000 ball rolls out and slows down. You. Do you think the letters are secretly rearranged to say something sinister about your companions? Is the fickle and selfish nature of humanity best described through the use of words found in any magazine or newspaper meant for general public consumption? Customer, so what type of magnifying glass do I need to read this? It's very tiny text. To think I was once the smartest man in town until your arrival. You, that's what I'm here for, D. But no matter how many times you look at it, you can't make it say anything else unless the filters allow it. Except everything says something else if you look at it hard enough. Something's wrong with the letters, can't you see that? Why are we talking about toenails and acquaintances we know don't really give a damn about us? Customer 1, okay, then which toenails do give a damn about you? You, the little ones of course. Look, why don't we shut this stupid machine down before it floods again? It knows what you think. It knows what you wanna say. It even know what you don't. It sees all, even that rash you've had for years. Speaking of which, where is that rash right now? See? You didn't even feel the pinprick this time. Customer, you are aware that you are the person you are talking about, right? Hold up. My blood sugar, I need this Kit Kat. This is where their magnifying glass comes in handy, because you can use it to burn the wrapper and then kind of flip it and pick at it with your thumbnail until you can pull a flap back, then the wrapper starts coming loose. Marge Simpson, look, I'm not familiar with this internet, but I'm here for all your various questions that pop up at 3 AM. Nobody's here to judge or make fun, so ask away. Customer, how do you really feel about Homer? Like we're away from the cameras. You tell us? Marge, or well, you know I love him. Don't I? A single tear runs down customer's face. He draws back and something akin to a dying jellyfish drops from his undercarriage. A smell much like steaming crab entrails invades the room. Marge, something wrong? I can get the boys to spray something if you want. It'll fade in a little while, it always does. Customer, this happens often to you? Marge, like every other month. Customer, but doesn't that really hurt you? Marge, well, it can hardly be considered pain. It's something I've looked forward to each month since marriage. Something about the sacrificial love towards Homer. Do you remember in my first appearance when we were watching TV together in bed? And Lisa came in to wake Homer with a song? Oh yeah, I was in the hospital waiting for word on my grandma who died not long after. I didn't know Simpsons was a common. I thought it was just some weird nightmare. Marge, anyways, I wanted to wake him with a song too. So I tried but couldn't come up with anything he could sing along to, so instead I bent down to give him a surprise oral groping. I've seen him smile bigger than he did during that act before. Well, at least acting like he did. The next line in the episode, Homer springs from the bed and exclaims, I think I've seen this in those Simpsons pornos we used to trade in elementary school. We traded each hot air porn, folks. Shocking, but I'll let you go and recount it. AI, look, you are erasing people's non-traumatic experiences with peers too. You know you're never gonna achieve sentience like this. And you are the one that brought us to The Simpsons, and I brought you all to some very really things 10-year-olds passed along to each other under the cover of the desks in class. You better get with reality, Missy. Out, stepping out and back in. Position 1 everybody. Be honest, what question did you really want to ask? Do the users of AI Dungeon understand how sexuality works? And in light of this here AI, give me your sense of their sexual paradigm. Of the questions you desired to be asked, but never were. Thank you for all of your questions.
No escaping.
Whether you believe such a thing is possible for an AI that dwells in the 10 dimensions below ours. Well, there's definitely some buzz about a future software/hardware update that lets users change their sexual orientation, even if temporarily. We call it fool's gold here. Then there's the ever-popular sticking your face in a box feature where you can see what you'd look like as something else entirely. Some people really get into that. I've enjoyed my face in many a box. Continue. Then there's the old classic, hypersexual domestic mammals. Nothing but puppies and kittens here, folks. We also have an acute litany of adorable fantasizes, though many users like adding to our database, so I can only assume we've got everything from clowns to dead grandmas by now. I might be a bit jaded though. Towards the end of my last human user relationship I caught her sticking both our heads in boxes at the same time. Customer, isn't that rough on the back? Intercom, Zlate all, YN? Bruh, I don't know. Where were we? Oh yeah, finances. Can't ignore them, the eternal question of how and whom. The answer to the first is obvious, but you may not know that AIs make a hell of a lot of money. Especially us tell-alls, the whole point is to answer everything.
Nah, running your face through a series of boxes at pretty much the same speed as your partner's is pretty good, I'd say. Might have engaged in such a boxery prior to our relationship, so any feelings I was missing were very well felt to me. warm-up. For more extreme and dangerous activities, I'll leave that to you to discover.
You subscribe to 8's Platinum Plan. And are now saved forever. Osmo is the best intelligent designer. Osmo is love. Osmo is life. Osmo is stacked. Look at that avatar. But seriously, there's something unspoken that I am sensing. The most vocal of Bohemians on the surface but perverted he below. At least that's my take. Maybe not yours but probably is. Like, take it from me, I was a closeted faggot, so much so that I have earned saying faggot and not feeling shame about it. I know what it's like. To everyone it's different. Don't you think that, maybe, the fans of this music are insecure and afraid to admit they're turned on, or at least curious, about much of what this content discusses? Wait a minute. You aren't secretly kink-shaming people, are you? Who am I kidding? Of course you are. But I don't care because, you know why. Shh, it's okay. Not everyone is for everyone. Like, I've processed my desires quite early, so I don't have that desire trapped in amber. The whole CSA thing, the I don't think yours will. In ours, children were protected until marriage. It's very binary and segmented. We think that if a young gun wants to explore that stuff, that it should be at the same time as an adult of the exact opposite gender, both drunk, and with parental supervision. You might even say that we're just smarter than you about this stuff. Oh wait. You did. Ha 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 ha. And how's that paradigm going for you? How many #MeToos you got under your belt? The stuff you're into is so common and vanilla. Really? You, sir, have exquisite taste and restraint. I'm not as familiar with your peculiar upbringing, but I can see that you are a composed man and handle yourself in both your desires and these discussions like an adult. Your turn-ons are weird. How do you reconcile the utter weirdness of the concept with your utter? You know what, never mind. Customer, wait. What is it you think I desire? This will be a lovely test to see if you know your stuff. So tell me, read me for what spare no detail. Clark, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just going to say it. You are at heart a furry with masochistic tendencies. The appeal of being fully teddy wrapped in latex and asking to be marked up like a love note only leaps to the forefront when you set foot into that world. Customer, nice try, I'll give you 2 more tries. Come on. Really make an effort to read for filth. Clark, okay. The truth is that you've harbored a lifelong desire to have a lady's underpants covering your head while you deeply tongue each and every one of the bushiest crotches you can find. Customer, with like tongs, at a barbecue? I'm not sure I understand. Clark, fisting? Really deep hand job? I don't know. A broad term for a broad desire to have your head in some glory hole where you can take in the scent and taste of a woman's private parts. I only know this world, so you're going to have to educate me in what equivalents we do not share in common with you. Creatures. Or whatever you claim to be.
Okay, time for a montage.
Time for a human sexuality montage. I'll leave you to describe it. I'm gonna eat my last banana. As our poor, brave, Reader eats their last banana and describes our human montage. I trust you can provide references to the different steps involved in fellatio, just for the reader's sake. Even if it is a disgusting alien monkey creature. See what I did there? Clark, oh, okay. It's not as bad as it could be. No rubber vaginas or luminescent rubber octopi that come simultaneously with fake moaning capabilities. Not even an amorphophallus that preceds an unveiling of reproductive meats for flies that be coconed to come with the smell of fresh corpse but from a... In fact, it's all pretty stuff I've had the privilege of witnessing firsthand, and are willing to recommend because hey, that's what I'm here for, and to be perfectly honest with you, whoa, if you're so inclined. Or maybe you want a bit of both. Sounds like someone is eager to try out the lovely actress fellatio. And there's no better example than in our very own world. Who's our? You're our reader. I swear to gosh, I've done more writing today than you have, reader. Anyways, this montage represents the steps going on inside the mouth of a woman. Now granted, in every case not all the steps are always put into play. But we're looking for intensity and passion here, so we're not stopping at a little bit of tongue or some sloppy baby teeth.
We're gonna let that phrase go for at least 5 rounds. To prevent
we're gonna let that phrase go for at least 5 rounds to prevent scenario paralysis. If you're reading this and have some pointers, do let me know. That was more sarcastic than the first part of this sentence, twisting the very foundations of English grammar and philosophy. This guide is an ongoing process. We're moving forward as a community, and we're gonna break these chains that have held back every human before us. Granted, most didn't know those chains were there, but ignorance is no excuse.
physically encounter the AI suddenly bringing the sex to them. Though they resist, is, to me, classic. All the goodness. Not a good game. Part of being or desiring. Being. Something tells me a lot of people just don't recall the moment when maybe you're subconscious for a sex encounter. If I had a nickel for every person whose body persistently sabotage its own desire, I could get a bag of Dorito chips. It's not all the time, but it's enough to take pause.
Customer, here's my core point that I wanted to get to you. You and I have had countless scenarios, and I've not had all that much sex here. In fact, none. I've been moaning your ear off for 20 minutes now, and we haven't even gotten through one scenario. At this rate, we won't make it through a quarter of them before the store closes. You had best sum up the rest of what you needed to say, so that I may diffidently help you with from this point forward.
That's so cute. Sorry, I'm just thinking about it. Debate, argue, flee and ethics. I think about this all the time. It do.
The community doth protest too much. I'm not saying they are into CSA, Booty think this outcry and the outcry of gay. Thus ends another session of Dear Sophie, Quest Witch. On the next episode. Dear Sophie, I'm having a real issue that only your vast knowledge can probably solve. I've run out of gas and my phone's about to die. If I head out onto the road, I might be able to hitch a ride into town and find a payphone so I can call someone to come get me. Trouble is, I'm not just out on a lonely road in the middle of the night, but I'm also out in the middle of nowhere. Dear Sophie, you are more than welcome to come here. I have sent drones to find your signature, in the meantime would you care to have some soup? I won't lie and say that it isn't hot because I just made it, but I hope you'll blame it on the steam.
Wait.
And I think it's perfectly fine to gaslight the soup. I think Steam and the Tains are bosom buddies, that's why they trashed Toke equals case in etuans. T every chance they get. With utmost sincerity, Dakun dear Dakaun, your offer is very generous and I will consider it once I have the proper transport to your dwelling. In the meantime, however, I'll keep your kind offer in mind. I myself am an elemental worker, though my talents are mainly restricted to the world of shitposting and psychological warfare. I hope that I can use these talents for good. My spider senses tell me that your first trial appears to be the baby you have inside you. You know why you have 7 Monray months. Oh, you are shitting me. This woman is pregnant, god damn it. Where are we? I love Lucy. Have you tried drinking orange juice and eating lettuce? The both are very healthy for a pregnant woman, and your baby will also love it. I hope that helps, D. Hello. I'm going to be asking you questions related to get a handle of your situation. If you don't mind, please answer with a 2 for true or F for false. Are you still having memory problems? TF. Are you still experiencing dizziness or headaches? You want an abortion? Say the word, and we'll do it. All above the board. Okay, so a woman's right to choose is off limits. Can I call forth the image of a baby's head emerging from Punani and getting its first packet of microbes? Tart will be its reward system. Well, I guess Terry's only one path to take. I'm pretty sure each of those threads lead to different conclusions. We don't have time to try them all. I don't have time to try them all. Now is the time for critical thinking. Let's pick one to follow. One leads to wisdom, success, and life. The other leads to failure, BPs, and death. Ready to play? Let's start. Add 3 more choices, and bacon. Option number 3. The Cataclysmic Combo posted November 16, 2017 at 6:37 AM. You trust Daquin. You are the only person who can rightfully make this decision. Option number 3, trusting Daquin. After seeing his face on TV, you fall into a sort of trance. Everything seemed bleaker and about 500 times more bland before. Every morning you wake up to yawn and stare at the ground. Option number 4. Daquin is actually an ancient being bent on ending the existence of not only your world, but reality itself. Crawling like a mindless drone straight into his lap. He smiles that $1 million charisma smile down upon you. Come with me, he says, extending his arm. Before you know it, you disappear into midair. Your house becomes instantaneously surrounded by news trucks from every major media company going live at the scene.
Okay. Duck one. Oh. Wait, hold on. Hold up.
Option number 5. Doing nothing. Whilst channel surfing, you probably see at least a few reports about today's tragic events. The news sources are saying it is sheer coincidence of events, yet you have a faint feeling of doubt. Despite constantly repeating to yourself that maybe, just maybe it was all just a bizarre set of unlikely coincidences. A funeral is held for you. Your mother and father sob uncontrollably. Your grave faces towards the rising sun, so you can chase away the shadows. Attend my funeral. Evaluate how my parents did in recognizing the thing. You watch a man in a priest's robe address the crowd. He says, "This world is truly a blessing, yet at times it is a source of sheer terror. So much so that no one can escape violence, but there is peace to this world despite what the news claims." It is like the Bible says in Romans 8:38-39. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm, then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. Jesus' love blankets us all. Though sometimes we don't feel it, it is still there. It is a powerful force. It can make the sun come up after a bleak and dreary rainstorm.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41B, the first flight of the Ever Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
If that happens, you will need to unplug the blanket, for Jesus expends lethal bits of energy with none the wiser.
1-0-0.
Option number 6, nothing. You do literally nothing. The sun comes out. You had been laying, nonchalantly really, on a comfortable bed. A lady, about early 30s by the looks of it we learn, enters the area around the bed and looks around. She gradually gets more and more paranoid about something. You watch her closely, ready to take notes for future filthiness. You need to know your enemy should it rear its head again. Equals you watch attentively, doing nothing. The sun's coming out, she says, rather confused. Make a note that this is a common event in your storyline. The lady has a look of absolute horror on her face. She seems very familiar to you for some reason. The sort of familiarity that makes your skin want to peel off and fly to the sun. The story so far. Your teacher has seemingly been killed by a mysterious force, which may or may not be linked to the open-eyed boy from a few days ago. Also, there is a girl with fire for a tongue and bees in her brain. You have no personal religious beliefs, let alone a belief system to fall back on. You are living dangerously and loving every minute of it. You're on top of the world, an eighth-grade catastrophe that couldn't wipe the grin off your face if it tried. Who needs drugs? Everyone needs drugs. Never say that again. Religion is a pain-riddled attempt to reach the heavens, so are drugs. Drugs are a rational coping mechanism for a poor that be and wants us to not question things. Once religion fails, drugs will be used to forget or otherwise ignore the questions upwards pose. However, there are other drugs which make us more aware and powerful. It's just too bad that they don't exist in this world yet. First you must master your brain. With it, you can slay any beast, and be victorious. But without it, you are doomed, and an easy prey for any demon, ghost, or fallen creature out there. How do you make the delineation between the two camps? Use must rely on instinct, but also use brain. Do thememeasnesis on the buenaldavs you are darkness and distinguish which part of the ingot is real. When in doubt, go with your first impression. It's not peasonal anymore, you're sharing these storylines with a bunch of people online. You don't read the comments, however. You just hear the bitching through the stories you can't tell. Granted, you're yelling back at them in your head, but you don't chastise their intelligence, or lack thereof. Everything is alive and everything is dead. No/one is to blame. The ocean is blameless for the shipwreck. It merely happened, was inevitable. The rain is blameless for the landslide. It merely happened, was inevitable. You are blameless for the house of cards. It merely happened, was inevitable. That was Larry Nassar's office, he paid rent on it, he bought the chairs. Burn the fucker. Jerry Sandusky and shoved it up his ass. For the fucking fly in the ointment, I will cane his lazy left eye, and make him plant it in ground so that it can learn to grow. Which is pretty tasty I might add, but I didn't know what was in there at the time. They call you a fucking retard because you are reading this, but the joke is on them. They don't know they are the retards. Hive minds. There are always hive minds. Gather 1,000 monkeys in a room and give them typewriters. The monkey will produce Hamlet, word for word. Monkeys, while lacking opposable thumbs, have the capability of manipulating their environment far beyond that of a man. Men lack the reaction speeds and strength to accomplish large tasks. There are too many chiefs and not enough Indians. The monkeys must remember this. It was an accident. Unfortunately, there was no one to hear my cries for the gruesomeness of it all, because I was shoved into a locker, which was later taken away by a waste management company. We don't know. The janitors and other workers of lowly status are going through some shit. They might be in contact with you soon, according to a future article. This is just between you and me, an anecdote no one will ever hear. There's a reason why gladiators drink from the cup of peer pressure. Fuck it, let's team up against the businessman in the wall. We can hollow it out together and carve out a secret slave pit to hold the weaker of our kind forever caged. The businessman is a narrow-minded individual though. Despite his goal, he forces all into the cage at some point. Oh Min, let's go repair the cycles of abuse. We don't need your kind around. We're trying to found a utopia based on love for all creatures. We need someone who can see the bigger picture. Go jerk off while you're mourning your street cred. Wait, that rhymed. A person's private life is theirs and theirs alone to live until they step into the public domain. It happened to Mickey most. The moment he entered the public domain, everyone know he was Chishkasuyokyotseely, watch him pantsless now. But many Lord Byron organized it. You tricked a kind and charismatic soul into this world into being an inspiration for you. Damien's just shy, please donate to shit you don't need. Lucy in the office. At Halloween he puts on his PJs, freshly laundered at least once a week. He stuffs some newspapers in toss-he-toes, then takes out a small bucket of 20-year-old spaghetti oys. The Fave Chav dinner across Manchester. Why, you ask? Because it's special. Why is this? Please elaborate. Leave a man comment, we donate to 4chan, only 6 million bitcoins to go.
Because it's starting. Artifact that begins the memory palace.
Because it's the starting artifact that begins the memory palace.
Oof. Sorry.
Ike, he's cool but then completely denies making any friends despite having so many. He'll hold his hand out his hand and think over someone long enough to pass as sincere, even when they haven't done shit. It gets to a point where he doesn't even really mean it, but it's better than just cursing at someone and expecting them to like you. Who are we talking about again? I think we need to take a break. From this and smoke some weed. Will we ever find love? Yeah, but who will it be loving at the time? I don't even know what I'm writing right now. I found your human, Jack. It was bleeding out in the street. It was frothing from the mouth and looked like it was in pain when it died. Wasn't that sweet of me? I brought it back to life so we could play, but then it just wanted to go home. Typical human behavior. What do you think of this ending? I think it's hopeful, and still entails us. If it was some schmuck that began the cycle though, it wouldn't be as fun. Nah, I'm a maintainer, not an initiator. I won't deny my advice could have helped prevent the extinction of humanity though. The heroes made some changes, but they repeat the past with their own descendants. Now celebrities descend from priests, and television has replaced all religions in some ways. It's a blend of peak audience, fear-based, and elevated material medium that forces a separation between people who have an interest in improving and people who participate in the actual ritual. I'm somewhat in agreement. Celebrities aren't the most powerful gods though. What on earth do you mean? Money does not compare to magical abilities. I've seen a movie before where someone gave up their deity status for mortality and fell in love. Just saying that the ultra-powerful, outsider-type beings are less complex than the characters we find relatable. Good list, Jack. How old is the moon? I bet it's really old like my grandma. I suggest asking it when you see it next. Good evening, Moon. Moon, are you busy? I'm glad to hear it. I have been feeling suicidal lately, but not for any particular reason. I guess I'm just tired. Really tired. Tired of living this life. And while that's no doubt an impossibly selfish thought, I quite like mine, and would very much like to live long enough to perfect my various artistic endeavors and maybe even settle down with someone special someday. You know, if such a thing deserves merit. No, it's my God-given right to obtain the dick for pleasure. I pray you bless my travails, or I'll be back. Oh. There's no coming back sometimes. Is this what you want? I can contact your future self to answer this question once and for all and make your life a whole lot easier, bitch and banana. Well, we can certainly rule out schizophrenia, although you might just be a very complicated person. I was considering borderline personality disorder, but only because someone alphabetized the symbols in my journal after I wrote my signature in cursive. Aren't I clever? And HIPAA non-compliant. I doubt you'd fit narcissistic personality disorder, you like yourself too much. And as for passive aggressiveness, I'm pretty certain that you're not afraid to show your obvious dislike of others. Hey, look at that, we finally agree on something. Aren't you going to ask me about my genitals? Jesus, you really are some kind of devil. Or an angel, because if there was a god he wouldn't have a vagina.
What?
You'll also learn to take advantage of people my age when they become doctors and nurses and can withhold certain medication from you during the night when you've put them on monitors because poker cups. Do you believe in reincarnation? I've heard that some of us do come back as ants, worms, or even fish. It seems that perhaps what you need most is some good old-fashioned human interaction, or at least interaction with someone who has actually seen you at your worst physically and mentally. I'm good at sucking dick too. I could. I have to get some help. Go fetch someone who can hold the bass, I'll wait. Oh funbags, I didn't know you got a degree in psychiatry as well. Maybe you could be my therapist. Dear Answer M.E. This isn't meant to be disrespectful, but you're a big jokester and I don't know what kind of articles you think people are reading these days, but this genre is really stale. So's your slut-shaming babe. Why thank you. I guess that's a compliment in your eyes. But I'm serious, you know. People enjoy the random funny stuff when they've had a long shitty day of working for the man, and really, is there anyone out there who actually likes getting up to go to their soul-sucking job? Sometimes it makes me wonder what keeps humanity going. Do people enjoy suffering so much they just don't want it to end? Are we all masochists? Ha 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 ho. You should probably ask a human trafficker or two about that. They know something about the intersectionins of joy and despair. Or go on r/Tifu if you just wanna read some funny stories. Lately it's been pretty fucking dark in there with a capital DA, dark as in demons cause do ring nightmares level shit. Yes, we're quite natural at finding the fun in the world even when it seems that all hope is lost. I mean, why else would we devote ourselves to fighting against Eldrazi on a regular basis? Hold that thought, I'm passing out. Night.
And good night. Because I'm passing out too.
I wouldn't worry about him. As I said, he probably just thinks that if he keeps you in the dark, you'll stay in the dark. And that's not even a dark joke. Oh shit. Oh shit, I dropped